What's up, everybody, and welcome to the SP and Bushy Show. Back after a New Year's break. How was your New Year's, Bushy?
New Year's was pretty good. Actually, I have to admit, I did not go to the party that I was talking about at the podcast or something like that. The roads were just too bad for me, and it just really, after working at the restaurant, I had my tolerance to driving in the snow compared to driving in the snow. My tolerance was the patience had just worn off for me.
Understandable, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been fun too, because I one of my friends actually it would have been like watching a dog walk on its hind legs or something like that. I see a person in like a dress or something like that. Like, it's just something you just couldn't fathom, One of these people, I'm like, wow, you actually dress? You actually have a dress?
Sounds like a crazy party.
Yeah, it would have been a fun, crazy party. Of course, it would have been a rarity to see me in a suit. So I don't think anybody would. I think people would like to see that, actually.
Yeah, that would have been good. See you rocking a suit for New Year's. That feels fancy.
Yeah, rocking in this. You know what? I'll wait for your wedding for that. To be honest, yeah, I'll wait for your wedding to rock the suit.
Yeah,
to keep rocking it.
Absolutely. Well, we'll look forward to that. That'll be great. Obviously, fun New Year's bowl games too. I mean, that Rose Bowl was crazy.
It was. It really helped. I think it really helped too, that the fact that the college football playoff games were just complete duds, like we thought.
Very duds.
Yeah, we did. We thought that. I mean, we thought maybe Michigan, Georgia would be a little sexy, but it turned out to be a dud as well. We thought Alabama was definitely a superior team to Cincinnati, even though, yeah, we've been big Cincinnati supporters since this podcast has started. And, yeah, it was just really just a big dud. But the New Year's Bowls really, really helped, too. Like, the Citrus Bowl was really good. The Fiesta Bowl was really good. Obviously, the Rose Bowl was the creme de la creme. The Sugar Bowl was kind of a disappointment as well. I thought Ole Miss would play probably a little better. I mean, it didn't help too that they didn't have like their star quarterback Matt Corral as well. But I mean, all in all, I mean, the bowl games on New Year's Day were amazing.
Yeah, they were really good. I mean, I thought, the Fiesta Bowl with Notre Dame and Oklahoma State was really good. And I mean, it proved, I think, the Big 12 was obviously a much better conference than we gave it credit for being.
We did give it credit because they really dominated bowl season. I mean, they were one of the top bowl conferences. They were 5-2 during the bowl season. I mean, that's probably as really good as you can get. I know the Big Ten was 6-4, but I mean, really, yeah, they should be 6-3, but really, I mean, they should be 6-3.
Yeah, I mean, Rutgers
because of
should have
Rutgers
gotten in, but
I still don't know how Rutgers got in.
Still, you look at all the Big 12 SEC matchups. I mean, obviously, K-State smacked around LSU. Baylor beating Ole Miss, like you mentioned. Oklahoma State getting the win over a good Notre Dame team in what was a really exciting game. So, I mean, really, you look at it, I mean, it's why we need more teams, man. What would have happened if one of these Big 12 teams would have actually gotten a chance to play a meaningful game?
Yeah, well, and two with Oklahoma State, they did come back as well. So that you got to give them props for that as well. Coming back from 21-0. I mean, it looked like that Fiesta Bowl was going to be one of those like, oh my God, it's just write it off, Notre Dame. But no, Oklahoma State really fought back, came back, and really took control of that game. Really, probably from like 2 minutes to go in the second half on, they really dominated that game.
They really did. I mean, they took over that game. It was good to see. I think it was, a really good showing by their quarterback, Spencer Sanders. And, I mean, they really came through. And, it was good, too, because I showed Andrea. It gave me an excuse to show Andrea the old Mike Gundy, I'm a man, I'm 40. Come after me clip.
It is such an amazing rant. Still amazing to this day, just watching it. And, yeah, and you and I are, we're hitting. I mean, we're still far away, but we're inching really closer to that age as well. So
I know. I can't wait till I get to say I'm a man, I'm 40, and actually mean
it. You can actually mean it. But yeah, I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. I mean, but is it a cause for concern with the Mike Freeman era? Really? I mean, they got off to this amazing lead, and really they couldn't hold on to a 21-point lead.
It was his first game. I write it off as his first game. He gets a whole season now to really go back to the drawing board, game plan. And it wasn't like he lost to some slouch team too. Oklahoma State has a really good defense that really showed up in the second half.
Yeah, well, you got to feel bad for him because really his first game, it's a bowl game against Oklahoma State. Really really the probably the top of the Big Ten really through the entire season, really, and they were really an inch away from maybe playing in the playoff game as well. So you have that,
Same with Notre Dame too.
Yeah, same with Notre Dame. Yeah. Same with Notre Dame, and then literally his next game, it's going to be at Columbus against Ohio State. So you're going up against probably, basically the top team of the Big 12 this year, and then maybe the top team in the Big 10 next year as well. So I mean, that really crazy 2 games to start off for the Marcus Freeman era for Notre Dame.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's going to be a great game with and Ohio State. I mean, obviously a lot's going to happen between now and then, but.
Yeah, a lot will change as well. So,
yeah, I mean, obviously, I think Freeman's a good hire. The players seem excited about him. I think it'll be very interesting to see. Like I said, once he gets a full off season and a little bit more time to game plan an opponent, time to recruit some guys, and time to really build what his identity of the program is going to look like.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully he can turn this bad negative into a positive for him. And then it's looking up. I mean, he's the Cincinnati defensive coordinator last year. Now he was the defense coordinator for Notre Dame this year, and now he's the head coach. I mean, it's just like what a turn of events for 2 years for him.
Absolutely, it really is. I mean, he's proven himself obviously at Cincinnati. The Notre Dame defense was very good this year, and it was great to see like an internal hire of them bringing someone up from the ground up. So,
yep, it's great to see, and we'll have to see. I mean, that Luke Fickell coaching tree is probably looking pretty good right now.
It is, and I mean they were competitive with Alabama for a half. Let's get that out of the way too.
Yeah, they were really definitely
competitive with Alabama for a half.
Yeah, they definitely probably were very competitive. They were competitive.
Their defense kept them in it.
Yeah, their defense kept him in it. Really, the offense really couldn't do anything as well. You definitely saw the talent discrepancy as well, and I think he saw really like the body type as well. I mean, some of these people, it looked like a varsity against JV team.
It really did. I mean, the Alabama offensive line really stood strong in this game. The Alabama defensive line was a huge problem for the Cincinnati O-line, and once again, it was really one in the trenches there. Bless you.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm allergic to talking about Alabama and praising Alabama.
Well, obviously, we get the rematch, Alabama versus Georgia, so you get your collusion matchup.
Yep, my collusion matchup. Really, I mean, it's a collusion, and you watch Georgia's probably going to win this game and probably dominate Alabama, which would just even further my point of being a collusion.
It would be funny. I mean, I hope they do because I mean, I don't really want to see another Nick Saban championship. So
we need a good scandal. Really, that's what college football is kind of missing right now. We need a good scandal to really kind of take down this Alabama team.
I mean, it's impressive, but like I said, dynasties bore me. So.
Yeah, and well, you can kind of see it as well with the viewership. I mean, really, the viewership was kind of down this year compared to last year's game compared to this year's games. The viewership was down as well, and yeah, I mean, it's just like I think people are really starting to really get sick of it as well. And hopefully, this is a good turning point for expansion as well.
I really hope so. Like I said, I think that once again, I watched the Notre Dame Oklahoma State game with Andrea, who's not the biggest college football fan. She's a huge pro football fan, but not the biggest college football fan. So trying to explain to her why an 11-1 team and an 11-2 team are playing in a meaningless game instead of a playoff game really was difficult.
That's the best test right there. Yeah, like sport fans, yeah, we kind of understand. But yeah, obviously with your fiance who has really no knowledge of like the college football landscape, really, and it's just I mean, maybe it would have been great to maybe try to explain to her the old BCS system. That would have been fun.
Oh yeah, that would have been worse. But I mean, I guess it's good practice for trying to explain it to a child of, hey, why aren't those teams playing for a playoff, Daddy? I don't know, but hopefully my kid gets at least an 18 playoff or.
Yeah, an 18, maybe. Hopefully, what would be a good number for you? Would it be like 12 or 16?
I like 16.
I think 16 would be the perfect, amount
I
as
don't
well.
want buys, so give me 16 no buys.
16 no buys.
16
Okay.
no buys.
Okay. Or maybe I would be okay with with 12 and maybe have the top two teams have a bye or something like that. Make
Well, if
the
it's
regular
12,
season
then
a
the
little
top
bit.
4 teams get a bye. So
Oh. Yeah, I would not be in favor of maybe like 4 teams get a bye. Maybe be in favor of 2 teams maybe getting a bye because at least make the regular season at least a little bit relevant for that, and to try to at least give you a little prize. Hey, you get a bye, you get a bye as far as with that, and then you're placed
well,
on
I mean,
opposite
you
sides
get
of the bracket.
seeding though off of your regular season. Like you get seeding.
Yeah, you get seeding, and you'll get the home games as well. Maybe like a home game too. So you'll have one team going to it. But I think it would be really, really interesting to kind of see about that, seeing like one team go to Alabama and this team hasn't gone to Alabama, or maybe like a team from like Alabama or something like that
Right.
may have to go to like Iowa or Ohio State where it's cold as far as with that. I would love to see them play in the cold. That would be great. Seeing like an SEC team, mostly these kids have been in the South for most of their life, and they're the years to they'll have a cold here or there, but it would be maybe a different kind of cold being up north.
Yeah, I mean, this year if we'd have gone like 1 to 16 with like the playoff rankings, we'd had Alabama, Oklahoma in the first round. Tell me that matchup isn't sexy.
Yeah, that would have been fun, and
That'd have been sexy.
yeah, who knows? I mean, would Lincoln Riley still be in that thing? Let's just assume he left for USC. Yeah, Bob Stoops against Nick Saban. I mean, that would have been probably an interesting matchup. Give me
I'd
that.
have loved to have seen that.
Yeah, just give me that. I think it would have been a fun matchup as well. And yeah, just an all around decent matchup, and it's just like in having Oklahoma go to Alabama as well. I think that would have been fun as well.
I mean, under the 16-team banner, I think that Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns, should have moved up, and been the 16 or 15 seed. They would have maybe gone against Michigan, which wouldn't have been maybe the sexiest matchup. Georgia, Oregon, that's pretty sexy.
Yeah, but
Cincinnati,
Georgia
BYU.
Cincinnati BYU would have been an interesting one. It definitely would have gotten the okay. We got the non-power 5 teams playing against each other, try to weed them out type of thing. So that I would have been in favor of that matchup. Oregon Georgia would have been a slaughter given just how Oregon really sucked at the end of the season. I would have liked that as well. But yeah, I would have loved. Yeah, I think I think you would have moved probably Oklahoma to for 15. I think they probably would have played Michigan. And then
leave them at 16 because I want the Alabama-Oklahoma matchup. Would have been sexy.
Alabama, Oklahoma. No, that would have been the prize. You would have got to play Louisiana. You would have got to play the Raging Cajuns. That's like that 1 against 64 or something like that. Where you have Gonzaga against St. Mary's Home of the Blind or like North Texas State or something like that.
Right. So, and you would have still had Ohio State, Utah. Obviously, we saw that was an amazing game.
Yeah, it was an amazing game, but with Utah, Ohio State would have been the higher seed. So
right.
So you would have had it in Columbus. So that would have been a really
well. I'm not saying
game.
that you necessarily travel. Like you could still call it the Rose Bowl game and have it in Pasadena. But it's not like Utah's warm either. So I mean, I don't think that's going to throw off Utah that much.
Yeah, that would have thrown Utah or something like that.
It wouldn't have thrown off Utah. It would have. I mean, Utah's basically the same elevation that you guys are.
Yeah, they're the same. They're the same as well. But I would have enjoyed too if a game was played in like Colorado or something like that. Given
would.
Oh, that would have been fun. Seeing a team like Alabama or something like that. Seeing a team or Georgia against Michigan or something like that. Having a team play and they're playing in crappy weather where it's snowing and it's cold or something like that. I think Michigan would have thrived off of that.
Well, yeah, because they could only run the football. So, yeah, bad weather would have forced Georgia to not kick the crap out of them a little bit.
Yeah, that probably would have been an interesting thing. Yeah, and it just had people kind of maybe slipping and sliding as well because, I mean, it was snowing here in Colorado. So I think that would have been fun to kind of see that, to see what would happen, to see if maybe weather takes an effect. And just have like the SEC, probably the SEC country people get really upset. It's like, how is this game played in Colorado? Oh, man, we were such a good team and we had to play in this crappy weather game where it snowed and it was cold.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
I think you're just selfishly wishing for a bowl game there.
I am. I mean, seriously, if they're putting it in all these, they're putting it in Boston and New York. I mean, how come Boise gets a bowl game but not Denver? Really?
Well, get rich and sponsor a bowl game there, Jimmy Kimmel.
The SP and Bushy Denver Bowl or something like that. Let's get it. Come on. The Chipotle Burrito Bowl. Come on.
Yep.
We'll get Chipotle. Put the Chipotle Burrito Bowl in Denver. Let's go.
Hey, I'd be all for it, but I mean, I don't think it. Like I said, where these 16 teams would play doesn't matter to me so much as just that it gets expanded.
Well, I think that would have been a cool thing too, because then you could have maybe showcased like a different team, like you do with like the NCAA. Like they put them in different regions as well, and they put them in different places. Obviously with the first four in Dayton, but then but I feel like that would be interesting. Put them in like different places. Have like one team playing like KC or something like that. Have one team playing like Denver. Have one team playing New York.
Right.
One seat. Yeah. Yeah, I want to see these.
Well, I mean, I want to see it maybe like be a rotating thing like it is for the NCAA tournament. Maybe, you apply and then you get a couple of games in a spot.
Yeah, like I don't think we would be like an Orange Bowl or like a Rose Bowl type of thing, but definitely like a first week matchup or something like that. Definitely, I think Denver would be perfect for that.
Yeah, it would be.
They're perfect for that, for the first round matchup for the NCAA, for the NCAA tournament. I think it would be perfect for that kind of matchup as well.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Vegas, Rose Bowl, Orange Bowl, Fiesta Bowl. Sugar
Bowl.
Like
I said, I think you're just desperate for meaningful games, meaningful college football games to be played in Colorado in December.
Yeah, and like cold weather cities too. I think that's the thing. Cold weather cities get kind of the shaft, I think, when it comes to these bowl games.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, because I know it's just like they're all in like Orlando, and especially the New Year's game, like the Outback Bowl. Seriously, there were three bowl. Yeah, there were like three bowl games in Florida.
Yeah, that's why. It's because they want to be playing in nice weather and not the snow that we had here.
Yeah, not the snow and the cold.
Yeah.
Where literally we had an entire month where like no snow, and then finally it snows. It snows on that one day.
I just want Alabama and Georgia to be playing in Buffalo next week. That would be
That's
great.
what I want. Yeah, that's where they should be playing. That's what I want. I want to see Nick Saban. If you're a great coach, coach in Buffalo.
Honestly, I think that would benefit Alabama more than it would Georgia.
You think so? I mean, that would be interesting.
I think Alabama's a better in the trenches kind of team, which the snow and crap would force that game to be.
Oh, I think both defenses are really good. I think Georgia's front seven is really good as well. So that would have been really cool. So yeah, it could have been like a 3-0, 6-3 game, and everybody would be getting so mad because it's just like, oh. But I'm like, that's football. Playing like Philadelphia or something like that as well.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's go something crazy. Yeah, let's play in like Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Let's go a little crazy sometimes.
Well, I mean, that's all the thoughts I had on the bowl system. Do you have anything else?
No, I'm just a little upset. You kicked my butt. We were talking about this before we started recording. You were kicking my butt as far as with the head-to-head matchups.
What was the final there?
Really? All right. All right. Since we started, we both won with the Missouri Army game with Armed Forces Bowl.
Yep.
We both lost with North Texas in the Frisco Football Classic.
Mm-hmm.
We both won with Central Florida beating up on Florida in the Gasparilla Bowl. So hats off to us for that.
Yep.
We were on that. You beat me in the Camellia Bowl with Georgia State. I picked Ball State. Then again, it was one of those the coin kicked my butt. The coin lost me for that one. But then
excuses.
Yeah. You beat the coin, let's put it that way.
Sure.
But then
I picked Georgia State without flipping a coin. Go Panthers.
Yeah, but the Quick Lane Bowl, Western Michigan against Nevada. I won that with Western Michigan. You picked Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
We both lost in the Birmingham Bowl, both picking Auburn.
Well, it was a home game for them.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be a home game. We both won with the First Responders Bowl with picking Air Force over Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
With Air Force actually strangely using the air attack. Usually it's a ground attack team, but no, they were throwing the ball on Louisville. It was crazy.
Yeah, definitely a little surprising there.
A little surprising on that. We both whiffed really on the Liberty Bowl with Mississippi State, Texas Tech. Texas Tech dominated that game from start to finish.
Going back to it, I think we both underestimated the Big 12, but go on.
Yeah, we both underestimated, and we thought maybe it was a Mike Leach revenge game. But no, I mean, Texas Tech really came in and really dominated that game. We both won with the Guarantee Rate Bowl, one of the Big 12's non-showings with West Virginia against Minnesota.
Right.
Beat you in the Pinstripe Bowl with Maryland toppling Virginia Tech.
Yeah, that was a bad bowl, but you know what? It happens.
Yeah. You beat me with the Cheez-It Bowl with actually, no, we both won the Cheez-It Bowl.
Okay.
We both picked Clemson over Iowa State. That helped. That turned out to be good. You crushed me in the Alamo Bowl. You picked Oklahoma. I picked Oregon.
Yep.
And then you crushed me on the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Yep.
You picked South Carolina. I picked North Carolina. The Battle of the Carolinas.
The right Carolina. North Carolina's been letting us down all season.
Yeah, I should have known. But it's same with South Carolina. I felt like South Carolina wasn't very good as well.
Yeah.
They got a couple of big wins, but
South Carolina's on the way up. North Carolina's on the way down.
That is true. Did you enjoy seeing the coach get dunked in Mayo?
No. I don't watch it for the Mayo.
I actually did. That was the only time I've seen a post game like the post game show. You know, they kind of promote it after. It's like, watch the trophy presentation. You know, on the app. I immediately turned to the app because I wanted to see the coach get stuck in Mayo. Actually, he almost got a concussion too because he got hit in the back of the head as well.
I think it's a horrible and dangerous idea.
You beat me with the Music City Bowl. You picked Purdue. I picked Tennessee. A really, really exciting game, which actually probably turned out to be one of the best New Year's Six bowl games, actually, was that Purdue-Tennessee game.
Yeah, it was a great game.
It was a fun game, obviously with a controversial finish, but that's what Tennessee gets, I guess, that's what Tennessee gets for, throwing mustard on the field because of the refs. That's just crime and punishment for them.
Yeah, I think we talked about it last week.
Yeah. The Peach Bowl, you beat me with Michigan State and with Pitt.
Yep.
Actually, Pitt was okay in that game, but Michigan State really helped. Yeah.
I just keep beating you.
Yeah. We both won with Wisconsin against Arizona State. We thought Pac-12 stunk. Arizona State overrated. We both won with the Cotton Bowl, picking Alabama. You beat me in the Orange Bowl. I thought Michigan would probably put up a bigger fight than they showed.
They had no fight.
They had no fight at all. We won on the Outback Bowl, baby. Bloomin' Onions win.
Woohoo! I need to go get my Bloomin' Onion.
Go get that Bloomin' Onion. Yeah, with Penn State and Arkansas. Arkansas with the big W. I pick up a W with Iowa against Kentucky. I picked Kentucky. You picked Iowa.
Really? I thought I picked Kentucky. All right.
Nope, you picked Iowa.
Okay.
That was actually a really good game. I enjoyed that. I was flipping back and forth through this and the Fiesta Bowl as well, which you did gain back on me. You picked Oklahoma State. I picked Notre Dame.
Yep.
You got me on that one. We did underestimate the Big 12. Rose Bowl, I gained one back at you. I picked Ohio State. You picked Utah. We have that. We both took L's with the Sugar Bowl as well. But again, I feel like how different that game would be if Matt Corral actually played the entire game.
Yeah, who knows? That one obviously was an interesting one. But Baylor is a team that finished the year hot. Like I said, I think had this been a playoff situation, Baylor might have been a team to watch out for. They had a good defense. I mean, they played well throughout. I think they could have done something.
Yeah, they could have done something. They really could have been one of that sneaky teams that kind of maybe makes it to the championship game if they get a nice run. If they had like the expanded playoffs that we talked about, who were they played?
They would have played Michigan State.
That would have been a very good game. I would have been very intrigued on that one. See, this is why you need the expanded playoffs, because we just kind of showed you all these games and we're like, wow, that would have been a good game. I would have been in favor of that.
And instead of playing Baylor, Ole Miss would have played Oklahoma State, which would have been interesting.
That would have been a good game as well. I don't know.
Who knows? Because then you pick this Kenny Pickett play. Does Walker from Michigan State play? Does that mean some of these guys actually play the game?
I think they do. I think they do as well. If they did play.
That's what I'm saying. You have all these analysts that are complaining about the players skipping the bowl games. Then, like I said, make those games mean something.
Yeah, make those games mean something. It would have been It would have been fun, and it would have been fun to see, Kenneth Walker against that Baylor defense that was really good and really stout. So that would have been fun. And then, having Kenny Pickett against Ole Miss as well.
Kenny Pickett would have been against Notre Dame, but he still would have.
Oh, Kenny Pickett against Notre Dame, Pitt against Notre Dame. That would have been fun. Give me that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would have been a fun matchup. It would have been a it would have been fun to see Oklahoma State against Ole Miss. That would have been. It's just two teams that you never thought would be playing against each other, that never in 100 years would play against each other at all. That's what I love about the bowl games. It's just seeing two teams that you never thought of.
And then you would have gotten, like I said, the preview of Oklahoma in the Big 12 by having them play against Alabama, which would have been fun.
Oh, you mean the SEC?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been fun.
Yeah, it would have been a good time.
We'll just have to wait and see for another 5 years.
Yeah, probably. Maybe we'll get 8 soon.
I still don't understand why they haven't done the expansion. It's really just a frustrating thing.
There's no reason not to. Like I said, if you want the best players to play past the end of the regular season, then like I said, have these bowl games mean something.
Have these bowl games mean something, or at least make it a 16-team playoff. Maybe you get the home game and then you go to the neutral sites after maybe the first round. Yeah,
that would be great.
Yeah, just do that. I feel like there's a formula that could work.
Anything's got to be better than 4 teams.
Yeah,
I mean 4 teams is better than 2 teams, but still.
4 teams is better than 2 teams, and then 2 teams is better than basically either AP or USA Today or API poll.
Just give me more meaningful games.
Yeah, that's all we ask for. Meaningful games, and it's just we're sick and tired of seeing basically like this merry-go-round of like the 4 teams that we're playing.
Right.
So like your Clemsons, your Ohio States, your Alabamas, your Georgias. Yeah.
I mean, I was honestly excited because we got 2 new teams in there in Cincinnati and Michigan.
Yeah. That's what we just want. We just want new. We want variety, and
more teams and more meaningful games is always more exciting.
Yeah, like more teams.
March
more
Madness is
games.
The best. It's got it figured out. It's been the best for a long time, and it doesn't need fixing. And so I think that's what football needs to replicate.
Yeah, it just needs to fix. There's a formula. Get it done. Approve it. You can get it done. Really, you have the NIL deal now, which really was just saying that we don't really, I guess schooling really doesn't care so much.
Right. Well, anyway, I want to talk some hockey because we feel like we haven't talked any hockey.
I know. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just really football is just really taking its really just taking a front load.
Yeah. Well, I think I want to talk some hockey. Let's talk about how bad the Montreal Canadiens turned out to be this year.
I did not. We both kind of knew going into the season during our NHL preview. We thought that playoff run that they had was sort of a fluke. We thought
I didn't think it was that big of a fluke that they'd be like the worst team in the Eastern Conference.
That is true. We did not think they would have like this really just this amazing fall from grace as well. But it's just we knew they were a bad team. They just
were
really
in the Cup last year. They weren't this bad. I didn't think they were going to have a fall from grace like this.
Yeah, but we thought they were definitely a bad team. They just really lucked out by the division that they were in with the Canada division.
They still beat the Golden Knights.
I know it really was just a really it was just a team that got hot at the right time, and now they're seeing the fall from grace.
I guess if you say so.
I know.
I mean, like I said, I feel like if we go back and listen to that AHL preview, I don't think we predicted anything like this happening to them.
I think I was a little more harsher on the Montreal Canadiens than I think you were.
Yeah, I think you were. I'm shocked by it. I mean, the Islanders have been a good team in the past few years. They've slipped too. I mean, I think
I'm dead wrong on that. I'm dead wrong on that one. I will admit to that one. I thought they would probably be the first in their division. I'm dead wrong on that one.
I mean, and I mean, you were predicting this downfall of the Golden Knights, and they are first in their division. But I mean, if you look at it, the Kraken and the Coyotes, I mean, that was kind of predictable. We predicted they would be bad, but
yeah. Well, we thought the Ducks would be, kind of bad as well. But
yeah,
they're second in the Pacific Division right now. They're playing really good hockey right now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're actually a really good team. Troy Terry is really starting to blossom into like this star as well.
They are. I mean, it's kind of good to see them kind of coming back around and getting good again.
Yeah, getting good again, and I mean the Canucks. They had a really slow start to the season, but obviously now with new coach Bruce Boudreau, they're starting to get their act together. I mean, we could definitely see them as a second half team that maybe kind of turns it around as well, and maybe get a playoff
the new coach effect will wear off and they start slipping again.
I mean, really, I mean, it's just, I mean, you have the disappointing team with the Canucks, and you have a disappointing coach Bruce Boudreau. It's a match made in heaven of disappointment.
It is, and it looks like the Minnesota Wild are cooling off.
Yeah, they're cooling off as well. You had the Avs right there at like 40 points. Really, I mean, they were really. I mean, they had the little COVID break, but it sounds like they're starting to come back as well. And they can really take a stranglehold on this division.
Yeah,
as well.
I mean,
they were playing really good.
And then you have like the Chicago Blackhawks bandwagon that is definitely completely off the rails now. And all those people that were cheering for the Blackhawks 5 years ago are now nowhere to be found.
Yeah, nowhere to be found. And
they're counting down the days till Cup season.
No, it's the White Sox season now, okay? The White Sox are the hot team. It's not the Cubs. Remember that. Yeah, I mean, really, the shocking team really is the Predators right now. I mean, we thought they would be like a fringe team right now. Again, the season's still pretty long as well. Obviously, now they're going to have to.
But I mean, if you're doing the top five, Predators would have to be in the top five right now.
Yeah, they are. They're playing really good right now. They're 8-1-1 in their last 10 games and won 2 in a row. Really, with a nice goal for differential, goal against. Really, I mean. They're putting the puck in the net.
That's the key.
Yeah, they're putting the puck in the net, and they're really keeping the puck out as well. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see with them. Maybe they kind of tail off a little bit, but yeah, they're playing really good right now. And same with like the Rangers as well. I mean, even though their last 10 they're 5-4-1, but they're on a 3-game winning streak as well. And the Rangers are really been a really good team right now.
They really have, and I think that they've been a kind of a surprise when the division shook up. I mean, the Rangers didn't look like they were poised to have this be in this spot. So, I mean, with them and the Predators, you got a couple of surprising division leaders right now.
Surprising division leaders as well, and then obviously you have up the top the Lightning right now. Really, they're not going away soon.
No, they've been built for a good run, and they're making that run.
They're making that run, and that's really good. And the Sabres, they had a nice little start to the season, but then obviously they've turned back to being the Sabres as well. So it's probably going to be them against the Canadiens, really, on who's going to be probably the worst team.
Oh, no, the Ottawa Senators are still in that mix, too.
Yeah, that is true. The Senators are in that mix, but I feel like they have talent. It's just that talent needs to grow and kind of be together and kind of grow up. I feel like the Senators have like a good team in place. They just need to maybe draft a couple of more pieces as well. It's definitely a team on the up. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Not so much for this year, but definitely like next year.
Yeah. And now Bushy, obviously later this week, is returning to working at the hockey stadium. How are you feeling about that?
It's actually going to be my first game, my first hockey game working since And actually the first hockey game I've been a part of in like the arena since the day the world stopped. I worked that Avalanche Rangers game. I think it was like March 11th of 2020. And that was like the day Rudy Gobert tested positive for COVID. And then everybody,
it's all fucking Rudy Gobert's fault.
Yeah, it's all Rudy Gobert's fault, really. I mean, he's patient zero. Yeah, because remember the day before he was touching all the microphones. I think he was licking the microphones as well.
He was.
And it's just, yeah, but that was my last game I worked, and the last hockey game I've been to since that fateful day. So I'm very, very excited to be working and being at the arena again and seeing these Avs team kind of up close and personal. I mean, I'll be watching the game probably, or at least some of the game on the TV, but I'm very excited to see this Avs team. I really am, because they were fun and they've been playing really well as of late. And good God, I mean, did you see that Cale Makar goal yesterday?
Oh my God, it was sick.
I mean, it's just like amazing. Like, oh my God, what an amazing game. Like, that was just amazing. I mean, it's one of the craziest. That was just like an insane goal.
Oh, it was. It was an amazing goal, an amazing move. He stops along the boards, cuts back to the goalie, and then just puts it on him. Beautiful play.
I mean, I've watched it at least probably 20, 25 times now, and it's just – it still amazes me just how amazing it is. I mean, it was an amazing goal when the announcers are going crazy. Obviously, it was a nationally televised game, so you had the ESPN announcers. But my God, even then they were going like, "Holy crap, what a goal!" You know, that's a great goal. They're going, "Wow, what a goal!"
That was a hell of a goal.
It really was. It was a hell of a goal. I mean, it's been great. You know, ever since they've gotten back from the COVID break, so it's been like a couple of weeks. It's just great, really. I mean, it's just, you know, I mean, really, all I had to stuck through is watching kind of the, you know, middling Nuggets, which is, you know, sometimes they look good, sometimes they look bad, and then obviously the Broncos falling off a cliff as well. And then but it's been a beacon of light, really, has been watching the Avs.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Broncos are horrible. We've talked about it ad nauseum. Hopefully the moves get made after this final week.
Hopefully the moves get made. Hopefully next week we can talk and we can celebrate. We can pop the champagne or pop some, you know, get those little poppers that we had as kids as well to celebrate the end of the Vic Fangio era.
I will air toast you if they fire Vic Fangio.
Oh my God!
I will air toast
we need to celebrate with a drink.
I will like drink up big time. Like, I will celebrate.
We will have to pick up a drink of choice.
Yeah.
We would have to.
I might go full Stone Cold and just slam them.
Slam a couple of Coors Lights.
Yeah, just slam them together and toss them back. One beer is not enough to celebrate getting rid of Vic Fangio. You need 2 beers.
We need 2 beers.
Because ironically, less beers than you need to watch a game coached by Vic Fangio.
I mean, I'm going to the game on Saturday, so the only positive I have that it's on a Saturday, it's just one day less to the season, really.
And I mean, you can really enjoy Red Zone then on Sunday if the game's out of the way on Saturday. Yeah,
the game's out. I can enjoy Red Zone. I can watch the games. Really, I mean, it's just really there's not a lot of sexy. Really, there's not a lot of like sexy matchups. Really, the only sexy matchup is Chargers against Raiders, and that's really for the 7th playoff spot. Really, like all the divisions are kind of locked up. Really, basically.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not that excited for the final week, but I mean, I'm still gonna watch it. Obviously, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and then next week we'll break down who's in the playoffs and who's not.
Yeah, really, all we need now is another Antonio Brown scenario where somebody just walks out the locker room. You know.
I think it was hilarious. Obviously, he is like I thought he went full Bash brother there.
It was insane. I just couldn't believe it. Like it's just like, oh, okay, he did it again.
And then immediately, as soon as he's gone, they get better.
Yes, he was the beacon. Yeah, he was the beacon of hope for that. Which is frustrating too. It's just like, there's a lot of backlash now. You know, obviously a lot of people are getting mad at him. You know, but there's just like there's like a backlash. It's just like, oh man, this guy's clearly like unstable or something like that. I'm like, Okay, then, but he keeps getting chance after chance after chance.
Right.
You know? I mean, it's all like the Josh Gordon syndrome. It's just like how many times does Josh Gordon have done something? Sometimes you just got to cut your losses. Be like, get rid of this.
Right. I mean, come on. He keeps getting chance after chance despite being a nutbag. So get rid of him.
Yeah, he keeps getting chance after chance after chance, and when Tom Brady and Bruce Arians are done with you, you're done. Really,
that's it. Ball game is over for you.
Ball game's over. I think this is the last stint. This is the last we'll probably see of Antonio Brown. So that's a good thing.
Yep, absolutely, it's a great thing.
Yeah, and it's just a shame too because he really was a good wide receiver, but yeah, he slowly turned into like this diva-esque receiver.
Yeah,
at least with T.O. and Chad Johnson were like divas or something like that. At least they backed it up. When Antonio Brown became a full-blown diva, his career really went downhill.
Right. He's got one Madden cover and like one or two good seasons. That's all he's ever done.
Yeah, that's it.
Like T.O. and like Randy Moss and some of these other guys that are divas, like they're at least Hall of Famers.
Yeah, they're Hall of Famers and they backed up their things. They backed up. They were really good wide receivers. And they played in an era too where you got the Brandon Marshall. Yeah, but all those three guys played in an era where you could get light up by a linebacker and they wouldn't throw a flag.
Right. Like I said, this guy Antonio Brown is not like he had what? I'm looking it up now, but it feels like he had like what, maybe one or two good seasons.
Yeah, he had probably from like 15 to probably 15 to 18. Yeah, so we're looking at probably like 4 seasons where he had a really good stats.
Okay, yeah, I guess
probably whenever he left the Steelers.
He had 6 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons.
And then after that, there's probably a big drop off, right?
Oh yeah, huge drop off.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like it's just like a huge drop off.
And like I like the meme, and that might be the meme of the week is the meme of Mike Tomlin being able to tolerate Antonio Brown for 7 seasons. Like he is the best coach in the world because of that.
Oh, also, what a lucky person to have that tie against the Lions. Really, I mean, they should have lost that game. They really should have or they should be on the brink of maybe a losing season or something like that. But no, they're gonna somehow go 8-1. I mean, we talked about it in the football preview. During our football preview, I'm really kind of anxious. I may have to re-listen to that to see how our over-unders went.
Yeah, we might have to see how we did. I think obviously we seriously underestimated the Eagles, who have a chance to make the playoffs.
We did. I think we were good as far as with the bad teams. Like your Lions, the Texans.
Right.
The Jaguars.
It's easy to be good on the bad teams.
Yeah, we did good on the bad teams. Yeah, but it's just like I think we were really wrong on Cincinnati.
Well, we'll go through it and we'll report back on that next week. Next week we'll talk a lot of NFL.
And we were definitely wrong on the Broncos. We thought this was a 10-win team, but obviously Vic Fangio prevented
the schedule supported that.
Yeah, the schedule supported that, and then
But like I said, we'll go through and we'll break it all down next week. I want to take it off the rails a little bit.
Okay, let's go.
I was watching the This Is Us. Like I'm catching up on that show. And It was like the most random thing last night. They had the episode I was watching, I'm a few seasons behind. But it's a good show, but they took them when they were kids to go get a John Smiley autographed baseball card. Do you remember John Smiley?
No, I have no recollection of John Smiley.
I remember John Smiley, but like I said, he was a big pitcher in the 90s. He was a 2-time All-Star, NL wins leader. So I was like, okay, what is the most random person you could reference from 90s baseball? And John Smiley would definitely fit the bill.
It would, yes. John Smiley, I do remember that episode, but yeah, I don't remember John Smiley at all. And I'm just like, wow, that's just a random, yeah.
So anyway, that got me going down the rabbit hole of obviously randomness. And so right now I'm looking at the 1997 Cincinnati Reds roster. It was the last year that John Smiley pitched in the league.
I'm reading it. All right, I'm looking at it right now. I'm ready.
Let's just look at some of these names on this list. I mean, you had Deion Sanders playing for this team. when he was playing baseball. You had Deion Sanders and Reggie Sanders on the same team.
You have one of my favorite names ever in Pokey Reese at shortstop. Like, I just love the name of I just love Pokey Reese.
Pokey Reese, obviously a great one. One of my favorite names is Eddie Taubensee, who was a catcher for him.
Yeah, and you have Barry Larkin, like at the last stage, really, of his career. Really, well, with that, it's just like, oh man, Willie Green, geez, I forgot about
Willie
that name.
Green, Hal Morris. Like, I remember, like, Eddie Taubensee and Hal Morris, like, always gave me a bunch of, like, they were so hard to get out in, like, in video game baseball. For some reason, they were really hard to get out.
You have that, Brett Boone, like.
Brett Boone, yeah. I mean, like I said, this is a solid team that ended up finishing third in that division.
So John, yeah, do you have John Smiley?
Jeff Shaw.
Moyer.
Brett Tomko.
Oh my God. No way.
Dan Belinda.
Oh, they have a different type. So they actually have a guy on the roster named Pedro Martinez, but it's not that Pedro Martinez.
No, it's not the good Pedro Martinez.
It's not the good Pedro. It's the other Pedro. It's like, yeah, it's that. Yeah, it's like the Amazon Wish meme.
So yeah. So on top of that, you have Damian Jackson too, whose like most famous moment was getting knocked out in the World Series when he ran into Johnny Damon. But another guy I want to talk about, I got Mike Remlinger. I got his autograph once at a Rockies game.
Jesus, oh man, Brett Tomko, God, love that
Brett
name.
Tomko, Gabe White.
Oh man, I love it.
Gabe White, I just clicked on his Wikipedia page, and he owns the distinction of giving up the final hit of Tony Gwynn's career.
You know what? That's actually a good thing to be part of.
Yeah.
Hey, I gave up the last hit to a Hall of Famer.
The Cincinnati Reds are like a family organization because they have both Aaron and Brett Boone on this team. They have both Deion and Reggie Sanders on this team. Obviously, they're not related, but. And then they have Pete Rose Jr. on this team.
Was he banned from baseball?
He is. So Pete Rose Jr. I clicked on his Wikipedia page. He debuted for the Reds in September 1st of 1997. His last MLB appearance is September 28th of 1997. So he played all of 1 month in the big leagues.
There you go. Hey, he got to the show.
Pete Rose Jr.
Pete Rose Jr. got to the show. And that was it.
He played almost 2,000 career minor league games, and he played 11 games as a member of the Reds.
Okay, I'm doing a deep dive too. I'm looking at the 1997 Seattle Mariners.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Oh my God. Oh man, let's see.
They had a stacked team back then. I remember they had
did.
Jay Buhner, who was like one of my favorite non-Rockies of all time.
Jay Buhner, you had Edgar Martinez as DH. You had Ken Griffey Jr. basically in the prime of his career.
Yep, he had.
You have A-Rod at
that year.
What?
He had like 50 home runs that year.
Yeah, he had 56 home runs.
Yep. A-Rod.
Jay Buhner had 40 home runs that year.
Yep.
Yeah, and they had Paul Sorrento.
Paul Sorrento, yeah.
A-Rod,
though. You got to talk about A-Rod.
Yeah, you have A-Rod, really young A-Rod, too. And
yeah.
Joey Cora.
He's getting ready to, like, kind of break out that year.
Yeah, and you have Joey Cora, too, which is always, like, I don't know why. I always remember him. Like, when you think of the Seattle Mariners, you don't, besides of, like, you know, your Randy Johnsons, your Edgar Martinez, I always think of Joey Cora for some reason. I don't know why.
I always love it. Like, were you a big Seinfeld guy?
No, yeah.
I love like the thing when like they think that George is dead, and George Steinbrenner goes to his parents' house to tell him that George is dead, and the dad, instead of like worrying about his son being dead, is like, "What the hell did you trade Jay Buhner for?" He's got a cannon for an arm. He had 40 home runs last year. You don't know what you're doing.
Oh my God! Yeah, they had Raul Ibanez.
He must have been a rookie that year because I feel like he had 2 different stints with the Mariners.
Yeah, age 25.
Yeah. I guess he debuted in '96.
Let's see here. Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, Jamie Moyer at the ripe age of 34.
That was right in his prime, baby.
Right in his prime. Yeah, you had a ripe Jamie Moyer.
Derek Lowe.
Derek Lowe.
When, how young
Bob
was Derek
Walcott.
Lowe in this?
Bob
yeah,
Walcott.
Derek Lowe was a rookie that year. You have Randy Johnson. Got the Mike unit on that team.
And he had famous pitching coach Mike Maddox.
Mike Maddox. Jeff Facero for some reason. I remember Jeff Facero.
Oh my God, this is great. I love going deep dives with just random years of random teams. This is
great.
You
remember Omar Olivares? He was on the Mariners too. He was with the Rockies for a little bit.
Yeah, he had a cup of coffee with them. Let's see, Bob Walcott.
Dennis Martinez. Nicknamed El Presidente.
Oh man.
He's a
Omar Alvarez.
Players on this team. He had a good bullpen with Heathcliff Slocum and Mike Timlin. Mike Timlin was good.
Yeah, Mike Timlin. I mean, yeah. I mean, this is great. I mean, I love this. I think we need to do this. Torres. I think this is what we need to do. If we don't have like a situation, we just look up random teams.
Like I said, I was like, okay, I remember John Smiley with the Reds. Apparently, he was like the wins leader in baseball that year, or in '91.
Yeah. Well, they lost 3-1 in the division round against the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's look at the 1997 World Champion Florida Marlins.
You know what? That's actually a really, really good team.
I mean, it is one of the most surprising teams of all time. They sneak in as a wild card, somehow go 92-70.
Yeah, they sweep the San Francisco Giants. They win 4-2 against the Braves, and then obviously won Game 7 against the Cleveland Indians.
Have you looked at their team yet?
I have.
Okay.
This is
wow. I want to do maybe one of these teams, pull up a random team from '97 and then maybe see how many people on that team we can guess. But let's do the Mariner or the Marlins first. I mean, obviously you have Edgar Renteria, Craig Counsell. This is a stacked infield. You have Luis Castillo, Jeff Conine, Bobby Bonilla, who still is going to make more money this year than I ever will.
Yeah, you have Edgar Renteria as well.
Yeah, I said Edgar Renteria.
Oh, and then you have Gary Sheffield at right field. I mean, it's just and he had Charles Johnson. And he had Charles Johnson, who again had a cup of coffee with the Rockies.
Yeah, Charles Johnson. Moises Alou somehow ended up on this team.
Greg Zahn. There you go. That's a great. Oh man, I forgot about Greg Zahn.
Kurt Abbott. Didn't Kurt Abbott have a cup of coffee with the Rockies too?
I'm looking at it right now. I wouldn't be shocked. He did. He did have a cup of coffee with the Rockies. Oh, my goodness.
Right after this. And then, you have a good pitching staff, too. You got Kevin Brown. They deal for Rick Helling. Levon Hernandez, Al Leiter. That's a good bullpen. Or that's a good starting rotation.
And that's the reason why they won the World Series right there.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason why they won the World Series. They had really strong pitching and then a really good bullpen, too.
And then they have the young guns with Cliff Floyd and Mark Kotze, who ended up being the core of their team moving forward.
Oh, man, Cliff Floyd. Oh, man. Mark Kotze. Jeez. They had a guy called Josh Booty, Botty. Booty. He's a booty man.
Booty man.
Oh, but yeah. Oh, they had Levon Hernandez, too.
Yeah, I think I mentioned him.
Jeez.
Wait, he went on to play pro football after this, your boy Booty.
Josh Booty?
Yeah. I guess he re-enrolled in college, Went to LSU to play football after that. And then somehow, like, ended up on, like, the practice squad for, like, the Seahawks, the Browns, and the Raiders.
Damn, man.
Josh Booty.
Man, they had a really it's not when you're looking back at it, it's not shocking that they won the World Series. I mean, they have a really good team.
Good pitching staff.
They have a really good pitching staff, and they have really good hitters too.
Yeah, I mean, they have enough, like, clutch hitters. Kevin Brown, Alex Fernandez, Al Leiter, and then they call up Levon Hernandez mid-season. That's like a damn good team.
That is a damn good team. I mean, it's just really they played in the NL East during like the Braves heyday, really. I mean, this team really had like a making of maybe being like a being a division winner. It's just really just a shame that they played against the NL East during the heyday of the Braves.
They really did.
Of the mid to late 90s.
All right. Just to finish off the deep dive, and we can talk more 1997 baseball after this. But I want to see how many people on the 1997 Montreal Expos can you name? Tough team. I could go easier if you want me to.
No. Yeah. Is Pedro on that team? Is Pedro
Martinez is on that team, yep.
Hey, I got one. Is Vlad on that team?
Vlad is on that team, yep.
Hey, I got two. Those are probably the only two people I know from that era of the Expos. But I got two. Come on, you got to give me credit for that.
Yep, you got two. That's pretty solid. You forgot about former Rocky Mike Lansing.
Okay, that was before he came to the Rockies.
Yep. At shortstop, you got Mark Grzelcyk.
Great name.
Backing up, actually, this is like one of the best named teams you'll find. At first base, you got David Segui.
Okay.
Doug Strange is on this team. Andy Stankiewicz. And then backing up Mike Lansing, you have a young Jose Vidro.
Okay. I mean, yeah, no world beaters, but
no. I mean, you also have Orlando Cabrera, who's going to come up, who's going to start being good in a couple of years. Shane Andrews. And then one guy I always liked, the guy who ran into the wall, Rondell White.
Oh, okay. Can I guess their record?
Let's see. What do you think their record is?
They went 69 and 93.
Nope. They went 78 and 84, finishing in fourth place in the division.
Wow, they did a lot better than I expected. Wow. I thought
the Phillies were the worst team in the division that year.
Oh, God. Wait, oh, God. Was Schilling on that team?
The 97 Phillies?
Yes.
Look them up, and then I'll see how many I can guess from them.
All right. We're doing that.
Yeah. And then that, I mean, you kind of gave me the tip off with Schilling.
Guess who the manager was?
Larry Boa?
No. He won a World Series but not with this team. As a manager.
Damn. Who would it have been?
Terry Francona was the manager.
Really? Terry Francona? I don't know why I didn't think his managerial career had started that early. Wow. Let's see.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you one with Schilling.
Schilling, yep.
Yep.
Let's see. Would they have had Rico Bronya?
You're right. They had Rico.
Rico Bronya, Mickey Morandini. Is he on there?
Yep, he's on there.
He would have been at second base. I don't think Jimmy Rollins had started yet.
Nope.
Who was their shortstop? Let's Let's see. Is Greg Jeffries on that team?
Yes, Greg Jeffries.
Kevin Stalker?
Yes, he was the shortstop.
Nice. What about Ron Gant? Is he there?
Ron Gant. I'm not seeing him.
Oh, wait. Scott Rowland would have been at third, though.
You're right. Yes, I was going to get you on that. You have a young Scott Rowland.
Let's see. I think it's before Abreu's out and right.
Yeah, this is before Abreu.
Oh, Doug Landell. Is Doug Landell in center?
Nope.
Really?
Midry Cummings was the center fielder.
Okay. Let's see if I can name a pitcher that they had besides Schilling. That would be the tough part, right?
Right.
Who would they have had besides Schilling back in that day? Damn. I don't know that I can name another pitcher that they had besides Schilling. All right, I'm giving up. It's the best I can do.
All right. They had Mark Leiter.
Oh, Mark Leiter.
Matt Beach, Garrett Stevenson, Tyler Green, and then Calvin Maduro.
Okay, no wonder I didn't get any of those guys.
Yeah. They did have their
future Mike Lieberthal at catcher. Shit, I should have gotten him.
Yeah, they had they had their GM of their heyday, Ruben Amaro was on the team.
Oh wow, I think I have his baseball card somewhere.
Oh yeah, they went 68 and 94.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Desi Relaford. Forgot about him.
Boy,
yeah, it's not that good of a team.
Yeah, it's not that very good. Yep. See, this is why people come for this podcast. For 1997 baseball.
97 baseball. All right, that was our random deep dive into 97 baseball.
We'll talk about football next week. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then pull out some maybe some favorites from back then.
Yeah. We'll do a deep dive on the 1997 NFL. Well, obviously, Broncos win the championship, but we'll talk about some other teams.
Absolutely, we'll look at that.
Awesome. All right.
Well, thanks for joining us here on this episode of the SP Bushy Show. Be sure to listen to us on Spotify, watch us on YouTube, follow along with us on Twitter at SP Bushy, and thank you again for watching. Stay safe out there.
All right. Thank you. Peace.